Okay, so today we are going to finish up on our Pegasus watercolor. So the very first thing you'll do is if you still have to paint an area on your wing or your head, you want to paint that first, okay? And then you'll set this aside, or you can even put it on the drying rack, okay? Then you're going to get a big piece of paper, and this is going to be the background. This is going to be like the sky. The first thing I'm going to do, write my name and my class code. And I use just a white colored pencil. Regular pencil works as well. Then you're gonna flip it to the side that's just black. And what we're gonna do is kind of do a speckled night sky, okay? So we're gonna use kind of watered down white paint. And you're gonna use a brush and we're gonna flick white paint. Now, you really don't need to focus too much on the middle. It's gonna be more on the outside because your Pegasus will take up most of the space. So there's a couple ways to do this. One way is to dip the brush in there and take your finger and then literally tap, 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 tap all around. Okay, you're gonna get bigger dots, different sizes. The next one, you're gonna take your thumb, so you get that wet, and then you're gonna splatter. So you're gonna get more of a fine mist with this way. Okay, I'm gonna kind of turn this around so you can see. So I'm gonna do a little combination of both so it looks a little more consistent. So I'm gonna tap, and then I'll take my brush in here, take my thumb, and I'm just kind of flicking the paint. Need a little bit more. And this one's the messier method because it's gonna get your thumb all messy. That's okay. And then tap, tap, tap. And you could do all tapping, all the flicking method. You don't have to use both. I'm just showing you both ways so that my paper is done. Then when you're finished, you would wipe off your hands, make sure you put this away, and then you can just keep this sitting on your table, okay? Now, if all you do today is finish painting your Pegasus watercolor and the black back splattering, you're fine, okay? But if you have both of those done, then you can start the cutting method. So I've already cut out my wings. I know mine's not finished, but we'll pretend for a moment. And then you'll take out your scissors and cut out the head of your Pegasus. Sometimes I cut off a large area. I'm gonna go across there just for now. And get in there, making sure I hold my hand, obviously opposite of where my scissors are. Okay, then these little areas here, I'll cut these ears out. Sometimes I think it's easier to cut out these like more intricate spaces when there's less paper holding it down, okay? So now I have both my pieces ready. So you could see, you could set it like this. If you want the wings to be farther apart, you can cut them down the middle, okay, like this. And I could put my Pegasus like that, okay? So that's just an option, okay? Now, I'm ready to glue. This may not happen until next time, and that's fine, but I have my sheet of paper here. And then what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna glue down my wings, and then my Pegasus head will be right there. So let me show you the back side of my wings. So remember, when you do this, you don't need a lot of glue. That's way too much glue, okay? So I just dip this is like a glue stick, and I'm just gonna put the glue around the edges. So just kind of putting a thin layer of glue around the edge of my project. And it just doesn't take long at all to do it this way. Then I will do the same on my next one. Put my glue there, and I can kind of go back and front, just around the edges. Remember, you don't need to do the inside of your wing. Okay. And even though mine's wet, this will still work. So I'm gonna set my wings. I know this is kind of high. I could keep them side by side like this, but I'm gonna kind of slightly curve them out a little bit. I'm gonna kind of center them on the paper. So I'm gonna rise a little bit higher. Once I like where I have it, I think it could go out a little bit more too. And if it goes off the page a little bit, I'm fine with that too. And you want to hold this down, good, 10 seconds on each side, just so it lays nice and flat. Then my Pegasus head will go right in there. So I'm going to move that. Take this in there, just like I did with the other side. I'm just putting glue around the outside edges. And then this one, you see the base right here in the bottom of your head? So I'm going to try to place my head right there along the base of my paper. And then hold that down, especially the ears. I'm gonna hold the ears down because those are likely to flip up. So good 10 seconds, just like the wings, so everything is nice and flat. And then this is finished, okay? And I tip this whole thing on the drying rack. Then you're gonna fill out the evaluation here. So this top part is what I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look at, did the student use line and shape to draw the wings? I'm going to look at, did the student create symmetrical wings? So same on both sides. I'm also going to look at, did the student use straight and bumpy lines to show texture in the wings? So those are all the designs and colors. And this is what you're going to fill out. So you're going to write your name, your class code or your teacher's name, and it says excellent, successful, progressing, and needs work. And I really think most of you are in this section. And the first one says criteria. Did you follow all steps? Check. You can do a star, a plus, a smiley face. Composition. Were you satisfied with the end result? Craftsmanship. Did you use the supplies correctly? And effort. Did you do your best? Then this assessment will be handed to me and I will glue it on the back. So you should have your name on the back of this project and your name here, and I will get that all set for you so you can take it home next week. So if you don't get it all assembled today, at minimum you should have your Pegasus painted and the background, and then next week you'll just be able to glue and then fill out the assessment, and that won't take you very long at all.